moments where small changes can leave lasting ripples. This week, we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics ever, and that's anxiety. Now, for someone who is dealing with anxiety and being anxious a lot, it's probably not your favorite. Granted. However, what I love about anxiety is it's so fixable. God, I love it when I have clients who are so scared of going out to crowds and going places and seeing people, and when they're doing all of those things and going on vacations and going on trips and not worrying about their health or not worrying about all these things, it's just awesome. Okay, so let's start with what anxiety is not. It isn't a disease. You weren't walking around Walmart, somebody sneezed, and you're like, oh my God, I caught anxiety. It doesn't work that way. It is a well-learned pattern of behaving and doing that has been done for a long period of time. We're going to talk about association and how that works. Okay, so what is association? Association is how we connect to things that necessarily are not related but become related. One of my favorites is Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet eating her curds and whey. So she's just eating her curds and whey. And she's like, life is good, not paying attention. And along came a spider who sat down beside her, and she was like, ah! And she ran away. Okay, that association of unexpected thing in a place that we weren't expecting it, and all of a sudden you see it and you're like, and then you run off, or you get afraid. Sometimes it can be things like, a storm when you were a little guy, and all of a sudden everybody's freaking out and running, and it's like, everybody get in the car, we got a tornado. All of a sudden you're afraid of storms, or hearing people screaming and yelling at each other. Wow, then next thing you know, you're afraid of confrontation and conflict. So a lot of these things that happen when all of a sudden we're just didn't expect it, and we're like in a shock and surprise. And not a good surprise like, happy birthday! But, not so good surprise like, oh, this is dangerous! And what happens is our brain, our good old caveman brain, gotta love it. As soon as we go, caveman brain's like, bad, saber-tooth tiger, right away. And it does all the things it needs to do, relieves all the neuropeptides and all the hormones and, the adrenaline, switches blood so it flows to our legs and our arms and our breathing, and we run. Okay, particularly useful when it's a saber-tooth tiger. Pretty useless when it's a spider, or a storm, or crowds in a grocery store. None of these things are saber-tooth tigers. But our brain has only one way to respond, and that's, oh my God, saber-tooth tiger attack, we're under attack. Another aspect that makes anxiety so lasting for many people is our ability to visualize. Somebody who tells me, Rhonda, I've got a lot of anxiety stuff, I'm like, you're very good at visualization. And what do I mean by that? You can visualize a thing. Now, it's really important to know that our brain doesn't care about yesterday, today, or tomorrow. It's all the same. It's all locked in here. It doesn't know time travel, or it doesn't know time of a day. It just doesn't. So if you're imagining this being held up at a grocery store, or going to the bank and this bank robber coming in, or a mass shooter coming in, you're imagining it, your brain's like, is this happening? Okay, so the brain, it's already happened. So, number one, you'll be able to visualize very, very well. Very rarely have I had somebody who said they have anxiety and are not able to visualize. Typically, people with anxiety are fabulous at visualization. And one of the cures I often use is hypnosis, which requires visualization. And so that's why it's so perfect and works so well. But anyway, another story. Okay, third thing is our brain, because the way we are as human beings, when we're born, we're not like gazelle on the African plains. The gazelle know what their predators are. They know which ones to be afraid of. They already know what's coming. Human beings, we don't have that kind of instinct. So we learn from our environment, from things that happen, like the little spider that came down and sat beside her. We make these connections. Now, if those things happen once in a blue moon, we're pretty safe. You're not watching this video because it ain't a problem for you. Those who are watching this video, it's a problem because a lot of these sudden shock and confusion situations have happened over and over and over and over and over again. So the brain goes, oh my God, we just live with saber-tooth tigers. It's it, we're doomed. And so it becomes afraid and generalizes. And so then it starts out with maybe car accidents, so afraid of cars. And then it becomes afraid of being on highways, then afraid of going on trips, then afraid of going outside your house. You see how it kind of generalizes and gets bigger? Because the brain is like, if this is dangerous, if driving in a car is dangerous, being a passenger in a car is dangerous, being around cars is dangerous, going outside of my house is dangerous. So it becomes a generalization effect. Alrighty. And if you want to learn more about anxiety, I have a course on teaching grounding as a tool for when, these other tools haven't worked. I also teach a course on how to get rid of anxiety thinking altogether. So if you're interested, check it out at morejoyfullife.com. Thank you.